So it would be very, very prudent, Right Honourable Speaker, that the Office of the Clerk strictly adheres to the commands of Rules 27 and 29 to allow for members to prepare in earnest, to be able to coherently participate in the affairs. Of course, the Speaker is at liberty to amend the order paper, but that is on rare occasions, not as occurring as regularly. So your indulgence is sought, Right Honourable Speaker, that while we are migrating to the new normal, we strictly observe these two rules. That said, Right Honourable Speaker, again, in your communication, you made an allusion to the scrapping of the Minister of ICT, which reverted to the presidency. It came at the backdrop.
A correction? I said scrapping of what?
The Minister of ICT, so I beg your pardon, Mr. Speaker, Science and Technology reverted to the presidency. That came after the budget for the financial 2021-22 had been passed by the 10th Parliament. My appreciation of the Public Finance Management Act does raise questions as to what happens to the funds so voted under that docket, and what happens to those funds, and what happens to the officers in that ministry, and whether public service had entirely made provision for that migration, or we are in part dealing with an illegality. I would seek clarification from the Minister of Public Service as how this migration was done, and how the budget that was passed under a clear accounting system, whether the accounting officer also migrated under the same arrangement, for us to be able to inform this decision and be able to educate ourselves as to the nature of this migration. I hope I'm understood, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Leader of Opposition. Maybe on the issue of the order paper, we'll be having the order paper a day before the sitting of the next day. So that one, we can have that. We needed to be clarified on the issue of innovation, the committee, the ministry.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, first of all, I'm glad to be back to this chamber. I've been missing it. I spoke in the tent the other time. Madam Speaker, the Right Honourable Leader of Opposition is concerned about the fate of the money which was approved for Ministry of Science and Technology and also Rural Electrification Agency. Madam Speaker, the Public Finance Management Act of 2015 as amended provides that Parliament has powers of moving money from one vote to another as and when it is required. And it also gives Parliament powers to revote as and when it is appropriate. Therefore, in this regard, Right Honourable Speaker, we will be coming to this House either today or the other day, as we have written to you, to move a motion to allow us move funds from the Ministry of Science and Technology vote and Rural Electrification Agency to the votes where these agencies have gone. Thank you, Right Honorable.
You mean the money has not been moved to State House? The money is still with the Minister of Innovation, which was abolished?
Madam Speaker, with your guidance, can I get clarification and answer at once?
Is the money still on innovation, science and technology?
Yes, Madam Speaker, as it is now, the money is still in finance. It is not in any vote because the votes ceased to exist.
That is okay. Members, I have referred this issue to the Committee of Rules, Privileges on clarification on what should be done.
Right Honourable Speaker, I do appreciate the assurances of my honourable colleague. But for the record, he smuggled the rare in his submission. It was not part of my submission.
But you needed a solution.
Yes. I'm alive to that fact.
So for him to smuggle that prayer, he is right for this house.
He is right, but I'm also aware that despite the fact that that is the position, I'm also aware that they are spending rare funds despite the fact that the status quo has not been moved. I'm also aware. For his record, for his information, I'm aware that funds under rare are being expended despite the fact that the legal framework does not permit them to do so.
By the way, for your information, REA is not formed by an act of parliament. It's by a statutory instrument. Honorable Sarah Opendi Kinkizi.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, this issue of the Ministry of Science and Technology is not a simple matter that we should simply brush. I think we shall need, Right Honourable Speaker, a paper from the Ministry of Public Service, because when this ministry was established, it was after this House had passed and approved a bill, and following that there is even the committee that specifically looks at that. So the moving of this ministry now phased off into the presidency implies that even the committee may have to be, it has implications on the committee. And therefore, Right Honourable Speaker, I wanted to suggest, Right Honourable Speaker, that we get a clear, detailed paper on this matter so that we can debate it and then make our recommendations as Parliament accordingly. Because innovations, science and technology is now the way to go. And the heads of state at the African Union did make a decision to ensure that at least 1% of our national budget goes into funding research and innovation, where this ministry was playing an oversight role. And therefore, by merely having it in the presidency implies that it ceases to be a ministry, and therefore even the technical staff who are there to guide and promote and support innovations, we don't know what is going to happen to them. So, Right Honourable Speaker, I think it would be better if we would have a document from the Ministry of Public Service. Thank you.
But I am surprised that you're debating what I've already referred to the committee. I have referred that issue to the Committee of Rules and Privileges. And secondly, I want to refer you to Article 99. So you cannot continue debating what has been ruled upon. Can we have matters of national importance? Honorable Isingoma. Honorable Isingoma. Isingoma Patrick, if you're not ready, Rita Kwankwasa.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, as a new Member of Parliament, I want to say that I'm extremely elated to be able to speak for the first time from this chamber. I was worried that we new members of Parliament may never have a chance of debating from here, but thank God that's now history. Right Honorable Speaker, I rise up under Rule 49 of our Rules of Procedure to present a matter of national importance. Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, during the course of 2019-2020 financial year, Parliament approved the creation of several new cities in this country, all of which were upgraded from the municipality status. The cities approved, stroke upgraded, were Jinja, Mbale, Lira, Gulu, Arua, Hoima, which I have the honor to be a representative in this August House.
Order.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I rise on a point of order, actually 2 points of order. The first relates to my honourable colleague, Dr. Isingoma, and my friend, whether it's in order, first of all, to cross sides, because he belongs to the NRM and is speaking from a wrong forum. But fundamentally, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable, you're not in order. Honourable Dr. Isingoma is an independent, and he can sit on either side.
Secondly, Chair, Right Honourable Speaker, the Honourable Member is making a matter of national importance while reading a written text. The written text has not been availed to the members, and our rules are very clear on written texts. Is the member in order to raise a matter of national importance while reading a written text which is not circulated to the members? Moreover, in his maiden speech, is he in order?
Honourable Asmani, I am happy you answered your own question, that the member is making a maiden speech. That's one. Two, at least you have your ears to listen to what is reading. So can you continue, Dr. Isingoma?
Very grateful, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I was in the middle of my presentation before I was interrupted, and I was talking about the cities which were upgraded from municipalities to city status, and these total about 8 in number: Jinja, Mbale, Lira, Gulu, Arua, Hoima, Fort Potro, Mbarara, and Masaka. All these cities mentioned became operational with effect from July 2020. Traditionally, Right Honourable Speaker, it has been a norm that whenever such new entities are created, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, in liaison with the Line Ministry, in this case, in this instant case, the Ministry of Local Government earmarks funds to start off each of these entities created to enable them address the so many administrative, developmental, logistical, and other capital-related challenges normally associated with the new administrations. Right Honourable Speaker, in respect of all the above mentioned entities, this has not been done, leaving these cities to operate in extremely very difficult conditions.
Honorable, what are your prayers? We know what is happening to the cities.
Quickly, in Madam Speaker, I'm going to ask the Honourable Minister of Finance, or I'm asking Honourable Minister of Finance a question to explain to this Honourable House why there is no provision for special startup funds for the above named cities in this financial year 2021-2022 budget. Yet he knows that this is an established practice, and whenever new entities or local governments are created, startup funds are allocated to them to ease their taking off. Right, Honourable Speaker.
Right, Dr. Isingoma, your question should have been as short as what law government has in relation to the new cities. So, finance.
Madam Speaker, I want to appreciate Honorable Dr. Isingoma for the concern. Madam Speaker, it is true, government in financial year 2020-2021 created a number of cities, and these cities were created out of the existing municipalities, and some parts outside the municipalities were annexed. Madam Speaker, I wish to inform this House that from 1st July 2020, all of these cities created became votes and were appropriated funds accordingly in accordance with the law. Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
Honourable Elijah.
Madam Speaker, I think the Minister of Finance must take this matter seriously. Madam Speaker, in the 10th Parliament, we had a struggle with the Minister of Local Government, and the Honourable Minister was then the chairperson of the Finance Committee. And the Minister of Local Government did assure the House that we are going to bring a law for the establishment of the cities and their operations. The cities have been struggling on how to operate, getting the personnel, all this. But up to date, the last time I heard from the Minister of Local Government was from the newspapers. That was in July, that we are about to bring the bill after Honorable Semuju had asked that question. I think the pertinent question now is, Honorable Minister of Finance, I think the way we have been operating ad hoc. When is the Minister of Local Government bringing the bill for the establishment of these cities? Let us stop ad hocing. I think that's what we need.
Honorable Sewungu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I think this matter of funding is very important. And I want to implore Honorable Musasi, the Minister for Finance in this House, who has been a chair of finance, that in 10th Parliament we struggled when you are convincing the Parliament about the parish model. You did convince the whole country that the government was not in short of funds to finance the starting government institutions. Madam Speaker, in my constituency, I have 2 town councils that have not been funded. They have existing LCC chairpersons.
Let's not talk about people's constituencies. What we need in place is the law.
Yes. So, Madam Speaker, that's not about the law. But what's about is now the need for the finance to provide money to local government to fund these institutions. Do we have that money, or it is not there?
Speaker,
Honorable Seungu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is unfortunate that the Honorable Minister, my good friend, is now under collective responsibility. When was the chairman of Finance Committee, all these matters were handled. Honorable Speaker, the intention of creation of cities was not a mere path. Cities must be resembling each other. As we talk now, Honorable Speaker, these cities, the Lord Mayors of those cities are almost, they are the capacity of LC5 chairman. You hear the statement here that in Uganda there is only one Lord Mayor, but we have over 5 cities. What we are praying for, Honorable Speaker, is
an order here.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I am shocked and surprised to hear members who were in the 10th Parliament and heard me clearly trying to request that we defer this matter to a certain time when government has matter. All the members speaking here were members of the 10th Parliament, and they all voted to create these cities. I clearly stated, Madam Speaker, when we were moving to create these cities, because I had had a chat with the Minister of Finance, and he said there was no money. I had spoken to the Attorney General. He indicated we needed to have first had a law in place to guide and operationalize these cities. There was no legislation.
Order.
There was no funding. Madam Speaker, are the members therefore in order to sit here and lament about funding when they participated in creating these cities? Are they in order, Right Honourable Speaker?
Order. The honourable member was a minister and a member of cabinet, and they are the ones who approved these cities before they approved this house. Is she in order?
Can all of you sit?
Information.
Can all of you sit? Even if the matter was brought in 10th Parliament, it does not mean that we should not have a law and a funding, what?
yes.
A program for it. Can we have the law and a funding program for these new cities? Minister of Finance, in consultation with the Minister of Local Government, report back to this House in 2 weeks' time. Rita, members, matters of national importance should not take so long. Rita, switch on.
Right Honourable Speaker, I rise on a matter of national importance, but I would also want to say that my colleague from the city of Hoima, in the same case I represent the city of Mbarara City, you were guided on the matter to say that he should lead on the issue, and I will be there to back him up. But as well, when you guided on the matter for me to engage the minister, we are having a meeting on Friday the 20th to be able to discuss with him, and then if there are any other challenges, we shall revert to the House. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, Rita. Honourable Atima. Atima Jackson.
Thank you very much.
And kindly mention your name for answered record.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. My name's Atima Jackson Lee Buti, Member of Parliament representing Central Division, Arua City. Madam Speaker, it's my pleasure and my maiden opportunity to thank you for this opportunity given to me to present a matter of national importance on the floor of Parliament. Madam Speaker, before I present that, I want to congratulate you upon your attaining of this seat. Congratulations, Madam Speaker.
Please switch on, switch on.
Madam Speaker, I rise on a matter of national importance. Madam Speaker, the state of road section that is Karuma to Arua, that connects Uganda to DRC Congo from Goli in Nebi, Vora in Arua, Lia in Arua City, and South Sudan through Oraba border, where Uganda earns a lot of foreign income through imports and exports of our products and essential goods, has completely become dangerous for motorists, especially from Olrio in Noya district, all through Pakwach, Nyaravur, Nebi, Madiokolo to Arua, leading to these border points I have mentioned above, causing a lot of accidents, delays, breakdowns of vehicles. Yet, Madam Speaker, Uganda is trying to promote trade with the DRC, which is now a major trading partner in this region. We appreciate the initiative taken to work on roads in DRC Congo to enhance the trade. But this bad state of road, Madam Speaker, derails this effort. Madam Speaker, a case in place, the bad state of road has almost caused loss of life to some members of this House in the recent past. Early this year, Madam Speaker, one of your members from this August House from West Nile rolled in his car, was admitted, and we thank God he recovered. 2 months ago, Madam Speaker, a member of parliament from West Nile overturned in his car. We thank God, courtesy of UPDF, he was airlifted and brought for further management in Kampala. Madam Speaker, there are several accidents that are happening on that road. Now, my prayer is, Madam Speaker, the state of that road, what is the government's plan, the immediate plan of trying to rescue the people of West Nile and those traders who travel to Congo and DRC that can enhance trade in this region? Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
I don't see the Minister of Works here, but Government Chief Whip, take this information to the Minister. I want him to call all the West Nile MPs as a region and have a meeting with them and discuss the state of the roads in the whole region and report back to this House.
Thank you.
It's not only one road. There are a number of them. Another person will get up and say road in Zombo, in Apache, but let him have a meeting at sub-regional level and report to this House in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. UNRWA has already done the same for Soga sub-region, and what we've decided is...
I am saying report in 2 weeks' time.
Right Honorable, it's difficult in 2 weeks' time because we will need to go down on the ground. We would request you give us a month because we want to do a comprehensive report. I request.
I want the Minister to call all the West Nile MPs and report on what they've found out and what action that he has for the roads of the area. Honorable Aleper Moses. Aleper Moses. Honorable Najumba Sarah. Lukwago Paul.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker and members of Parliament, this House, I'm raising on a matter of national importance to bring to your attention the plight of almost 1,000 people at Bukala village in Indolo, in Kabila sub-county, in my constituency in Chotera. Right Honorable Speaker, in 1933, the government of Uganda had allocated over 150 acres of land to Sango Bay Estates Limited. In 2000 and in the early 2000s, the government made re-entry on this land. However, in 1940s, people settled on this land, particularly at this village of Bukala. Unfortunately, a businessman called Mulengezi Faustin happened to acquire a title, Block 831, on this land, public land. Too much terror has been meted on these people. Their houses are being razed, cattle are dying. The gentleman went ahead to close off a public access that connects to the nearest town, which is Kakuto, and is charging toll fees. Right, Honorable Speaker, the situation in Bukala is so appalling. My prayer is to the Minister of Lands. One, how did the purported landlord acquire a title on a public land? And then secondly, to the Minister of Internal Affairs to make a statement about this criminality that is being meted on these people. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Lukwago. Honorable Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, give us a response to the question, and the Minister of Internal Affairs in 2 weeks' time. And I request of you ministers, when we want a response from you, don't go and sit on your desk and just get a response. Somebody should visit the constituency, call the Member of Parliament and be there with the Member of Parliament, and then report to the House. And secondly, this business of ministers bringing me responses when I'm in the House must stop. I don't have time to read your reports. You're bringing reports when I'm in the House. How will I appreciate what you're reporting?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the directive you've given to the two ministers. But from the issues raised by the Honourable Member from Chotera, there is a very clear inclination of criminality that may not need to wait for 2 weeks, Honourable Speaker. Would it be proper if you instructed the minister to immediately go in and first arrest an outlaw situation where an ordinary person is erecting a road toll and is levying fees from citizens?
It is a report that I need in 2 weeks' time, not the action. The action can be instant. Honorable Wandasi, so Minister, please, you need to act on that and see what is on ground. Minister of Internal Affairs. Who is the Minister of Internal Affairs? Minister of Internal Affairs.
Right Honourable Speaker, Honourable colleagues, members of Parliament, I'll take up the matter and I'll report back in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you. Honourable Wandasi. Honourable Zawed Victorious.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Zawed Victorious, Woman Member of Parliament, Nakasongola District. Allow me thank you for the transfer made for the new elected leaders to the House. It is really so good. But again, I would like to encourage my colleagues to observe the SOPs as we maintain the social distance. Right Honourable Speaker, I arise on the matter of national importance on issue of the unfunded created new town councils and the delays of the return of the local revenue. Right Honourable Speaker, as it is well known that the government gazetted some new town councils all over the country, and the case in point is Nakasongola district. 2017, Nakasongola was allocated with 2 town councils, that is Rampanga and Mairikiti. But up to date, they have never been funded. In 2020, we were given Katugo and Kazwama. Currently, these town councils have not been allocated with any budget. These town councils have a lot of things to do, and more so, they also went ahead. During these recent past elections, leaders were elected. They have poor service deliveries, which needs to be addressed. I therefore stand according to the background given to you and move that a supplementary budget should be approved for these new town councils, and at least some crucial positions of about 10 staffs be recruited. Right?
Information.
This is my maiden speech,
Yes.
Right Honourable.
Information that will help the member.
Now the information may help you in your maiden speech.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker. I might be giving him yoga. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I wanted just to give my colleague the information that they don't move the budgets like that. If you want to move that, you can only make prayers to the Minister of Finance that money be appropriated accordingly to the Town Council. But you cannot move a motion for the movement of the money in the maiden speech. So just make prayers to the Minister of Finance, make prayers to the Minister of Finance to help you avail funds through Minister of Local Government. Thank you.
Actually, Victoria's, your issue is just like that of cities that need funding. And that when they are making a report, they will make a report for cities, municipalities, those counties, sub-counties, and the rest. So that is taken care of. Local government and finance will report to that effect.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. The other issue is about the delayed return of the local revenue.
Pardon?
The delayed return of the local revenue to the lower local councils. As it is well known that the government, through Ministry of Finance, collects local revenue from the lower local governments, but it takes long to return it to the lower local governments. This has really affected their services at the grassroots. These lower local governments have got a lot of activities to do. For example, they have that activity of collecting garbage around their towns, paying casual laborers, and even other things as their activities are at the lower local councils. But
there is a procedure matter from Honourable Alum.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise not to disrupt my honourable colleague making a maiden speech, but Madam Speaker, I remember before we went for recess, there were issues out there which needed induction of members. Madam Speaker, at the very start of this meeting, I heard phones ringing loud, and these are some of the things which we can get when we do inductions. So, Madam Speaker, my procedural issue is, when are we having these inductions so that some of these issues we are here can be addressed?
Order.
Honourable Alum, it is so unfortunate that you've interrupted Victoria's. That is something that is well known that we are going to do. The girl is making her, the Honourable is making her maiden speech. And you're telling us about...
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the protection given to me. But I would also want to call upon my honorable colleagues so that we combine efforts and assist these local governments. I know it may be a general problem in our country because our local governments are really suffering with the local revenue.
Thank you, that is okay.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
NTR, Minister, the issue is on the NTR.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for your kind indulgence. The excitement of being in this chamber could actually make us lose very key issues. The honourable member from Nakasongola did raise a very, very pertinent issue relating to the requirement by the Minister of Finance of local governments to remit local revenue and then back and forth. Right, Honourable Speaker, first of all, that was an
Uganda, today is a great day to work towards your dreams. Dial *185 *7# and select savings to save as low as 500 Ugandan shillings on regular savings or 250,000 Ugandan shillings for fixed deposits. Airtel Money Super Saver is powered by KCB Bank Uganda. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless. T's and C's apply.
Hello viewer, welcome to this show. We are hosting officials from Uganda Registration Services Bureau. Welcome back from Parliament, and my name is Juliet Naiga, your host. In the studios, I have officials from Uganda Registration Services Bureau. Mr. Gilbert Agaba, the Director, Intellectual Property at Uganda Registration Services Bureau. You're welcome.
Thank you, Naiga, thanks for having me.
And Professor Anthony Kakoza, a lecturer in law at Makerere University and Uganda Christian University. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Juliet. I'm happy to be here.
You're welcome. Now,